Hi everybody, Emilie Shimmerz here for Shimmerz Paints. This is my first layout created as part of the Shimmerz Design Team, and I'm super honored and super humbled to be part of this amazing design team. I am going to be working with their color kits every month, and I started with this absolutely stunning September Color Kitz. They are right up my street, right up my colors, with the purples and the pink and the creams. It's just stunning. Part of the September Color Kit, there was these die cut Stella flowers, which I've cut out with my cutting machine. And then I decided to spray it with the blue jeans Vibes. I didn't prep it with gesso because I wanted to see how the colors would work with some unprepped paper, and also I sometimes like the kind of marble effect you can get with when the paper soaks in the colors. So I kind of like the idea of having it unprepared and also just trying it out and having a bit of fun without having to go through the whole gessoing, etc. I think that I would have gotten some more stronger colors with if I had prepped this white paper with gesso. I have tried those colors with other projects. If you've seen some of my Faith book, I've used the Shimmerz paints on it, and I had prepped it with gesso, and the colors were definitely more vibrant. These colors are vibrant anyway, but yeah, with the gesso prep, the colors definitely work out more vibrant. So anyway, let's go back to this die cuts. I've put the blue jeans, I've put the magenta, I've put the iris my case, and I've put the buttercream as well. Once the flowers were dried, what I did is I rolled the petals around my paintbrush because I wanted to create quite a lot of volume. At this stage, I started this layout with a flower, and I didn't know if I was going to actually create a layout or if I was going to create a DIY project, like maybe a box or something like that. So the idea was to have a 3D flowers that was strongly 3D. I glued it all with some PVA glue, and as you can see, what I did is as I went through layers, I removed an extra petal. So for example, the first 2 layers that have 5 petals, I didn't remove any petals. Then I go and remove 1 petal, I just cut through between 2 petals and I glue the 2 petals are next to each other. Then I remove 1 petals and I glue the 2 petals that are next to each other. Then I remove 2 petals and I glue the 2 petals are next to each other. And that creates a very strong 3D effect to your flowers. The last one, I removed 3 petals and glued the 2 petals that were next to each other. So it gives you a, like I say, a very, very, very strong 3D effect of your flowers, and I absolutely think it's gorgeous, and I think it works really, really well as well with that rolled up centers in the middle of the flower. I attached it all as well with a brad. I reinforced my flower with a brad at the center because I created so much volume. I got worried it would detach in with time going on, if the glue weakens. So I put a brad in the middle, and like that, I'm assured 100% that flower isn't going to go anywhere. I am then going through the papers from the August kit from Hip Kit Club, which again I thought worked perfectly with the colors from the September Color Kitz from Shimmerz. And I am now playing with some of the pattern and creating that kind of off the page look. I don't like to waste paper. I'm quite frugal on that sense, and I cut off any bit of paper that would have been hidden and wasted so that I can reuse it later on. I am then wearing off some of the side of that paper to make it pop up a little bit better. And I'm also rolling up the left top corner around my paintbrush and folding it down. I'm creating that volume because, well, I like to create volume on my layout, as you will know, and it just added a layer details where I know I'm going to be able to place some embellishments in a future point of decorating my layout. I am then pulling out a lot of die cut flowers that I can add to my layout and that will work well with my Stella flowers. I want it to just integrate my Stella flower better to the rest of my layout and not just have that massive flower there plonked onto my page. It really is to try and create more like a bouquet, and the Stella flowers become part of the whole embellishment rather than just there dropped on the layout. I wanted to add a few more colors and play a bit more with my shimmer paints, and I decided to use the packaging technique with the magenta shimmers onto my background. Same again, didn't prep with gesso, just went for it and tried it with my heat gun. I am now mounting my photograph onto a sticky foam pad, which I am adding double-sided sticky tape to because it's sticky on one side and not on the other. I get them from the child section. It's still acid-free and lignin-free, so still safe for scrapbooking, but it's half the price as double-sided sticky foam pads. And when you mount big pieces of paper or photographs, it is just more cost effective, but it's also time saving because you don't have to remove the backing of loads and loads and loads of small squares. I am now playing with that beautiful pink dots that again is part of the September kit, and I am deciding to use it as part of my embellishment, and I love how it fits on the top left corner that's folded on the side. So I'm going to go back to it and I'm going to add a bit more details and a bit more fussy cut in, and it's just trying to play with layering everything and finding a place for my title, the flowers, and all the several details that go around onto this layout. So this is the point where I know that my dots is definitely going to go there in that corner, but I thought it needed a little bit more details. It felt a little bit lonely on its own over there. So I went on to fussy cut a few more flowers, same again from the August exclusive paper from Hip Kit Club. And I am just fussy cutting and adding those details there, and I absolutely love how it turns out and I love how it looks. I am just going through the process to add them layer extra flowers, and it just looks so feminine, doesn't it? It just looks girly and feminine and flowers, and who doesn't like to play with flowers? So now this is down, I wanted to add a few more details, and I love those layer flowers, so I'm fussy cutting a bit more of that paper. So this is the piece, as I was saying to you, this is the piece that I took off that would have been hidden behind the striped paper, and instead of wasting it and have it still behind, I can use that part to fussy cut a few more flowers. So I'm going to do a bit more fussy cutting, and I'm going to fast forward you through that process. So now that I've fussy cut a few more flowers, and especially the leaves, so the little orange leaves, I just got the idea of making them look like they are flowing and floating and kind of being blown by the wind. It reminds me a lot of the, you know, Japanese cherry blossom trees when you see all of those leaves and petals flowing around, and I just had that idea in my head. So I've photocut a lot of the leaves and I'm placing them around on my page around this stripy paper, and it just looks like it's all being blown around, and it's joining back that paper that is on the background. And it's a great way to link both papers and make it look coherent and cohesive, and you know, yeah, making it work together. And I absolutely love how it's not overpowering, it doesn't take away from the clustering of flowers on the right hand side and on my little corner on the top left. And I just generally love what it looks like. So as you can see, I have finished off my layout as I usually do, adding my journaling with my trusted stamps, and now I'm adding a few more details with a few splatters of the Shimmerz paint, so again in magenta and in Iris My Case. I absolutely love this layout. I'm added a few little tiny details, so a few little more leaves just to finish it off, and as well a few epoxy little dots. I adore how this layout turned out, and I really hope that you loved it as much as I do. Don't forget that if you order anything from Shimmerz, use my name, pop Emilie in a comment, and you will get a free little paint. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.